Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper Games. My name is Joseph and today on PlayStation News, Sony provides new details on the DualSense Edge, a new PS5 model has been released, PS5 may be getting Discord integration soon, Sony acquires a new game studio, and more. Let's get into them. Sony provides new details on the DualSense Edge. So Sony announced the new DualSense Edge controller at Gamescom opening night live with a trailer. Still, they didn't provide any pricing or launch date information. Over on the PlayStation blog they mentioned some of the features it will have, like remappable buttons, tunable triggers, changeable stick caps, different profiles, and more. They have updated the PlayStation.com website with all this information, plus what comes inside the box. That includes the controller obviously, a USB Type-C braided cable, 3 pairs of stick caps, the standard, high, and low dome, 2 back buttons, half dome and lever, connector housing, and the carrying case. You can charge the controller while inside the carrying case. How much are you willing to pay for a Pro style controller for PS5? Sound off in the comments below. A new PS5 model has been released. A new PS5 model has been spotted in Australia in a report from the website Press Start. The new CFI 1200 series is a new internal revision that makes both versions weigh less than before, with the disc-based console reaching the same weight as the launch digital PS5. CFI 1200A with a disc drive is now 3.9 kg and the CFI 1200B digital is 3.4 kg, almost getting close to PS3 Slim weight with 3.2. This is the second hardware revision for PS5 and the last one made some big changes to the heatsink in comparison to the original. In related news, Japanese players are thinking of going to PC. Now last week we saw the bad news of the PS5 price increase and Japanese players are giving up on the console as the system is very hard to find and now it's getting a 10,498 yen increase, almost $76. According to Aita Kimochi on Twitter, the weekend saw Final Fantasy XVI trend on Twitter as players were hoping for a PC release of the Square RPG given the PS5 status. Seeing Square releasing Final Fantasy VII Remake on PC is very likely it will happen, but it's gonna take a while. A developer has hinted at a possible PlayStation showcase. PSVR Firewall Zero Hour developers at First Contact Games appear to have an announcement for August 28, but the day arrived and they posted a thank you video instead. They said that circumstances beyond their control had them delaying the announcement, but they expect it to be a short delay. Rumors say they may be part of the also rumored PlayStation showcase happening in September, so we'll have to wait and see. PS5 may be getting Discord integration soon. According to Tom Henderson, the PS5 may see Discord voice chat integration soon, happening with the PS5 update 7.0, and it seems the launch date is around March 8, 2023. The current update being on beta is version 6.0 and should be hitting around mid-September. That's the one including 1440p resolution, game list, and some UI enhancements. Henderson's source for these rumors appear to be the same person that leaked the PlayStation Pro controller that was announced last week, so it's very likely this ends up being true. Sony made a small stake investment in Discord back in May 2021, and the first integration happened in January this year, where you can link your PSN and show your friends what you are playing. Sony acquires a new game studio. Sony has acquired Savage Game Studios, a new development team founded by Michael Katkoff, Nadji Majir, and Michael McManus, who have worked at Insomniac, Zynga, and Rovio. The studio was established in 2020 and is based in Berlin and Helsinki. Sony announced they will join a newly created PlayStation Studios mobile division operating independently from the console and focus on innovative on-the-go experiences based on new and existing PlayStation IPs. Savage Games has not published a game yet, but back in January 2021 announced they were working on a AAA shooter and received $4.4 million in funding. Naughty Dog details The Last of Us Part 1 accessibility. Naughty Dog has shared all the information regarding the new accessibility options for the remake, which builds upon the acclaimed features for Part 2. Options include new presets for vision, hearing, and motor accessibility, which automatically change all the recommended settings for you. You can also go through all the settings to fine-tune the experience for yourself with several options for control mapping, visual aids, motion sickness, navigation, text-to-speech, HUD, subtitles, and difficulty. In related news, Naughty Dog announces Restock for Firefly Edition. Now, despite the criticism over the remake existing and its price, The Firefly physical edition has been out of stock ever since the game was announced back at Summer Game Fest in June. Naughty Dog has said they will have more units on stock at PlayStation Direct with the game's launch on September 2nd. This version comes with a steelbook, the 4 issues for the American Dreams comic, and a bunch of early unlockable skills, skins, and modes for $100. PlayStation user engagement stats revealed Japanese players earned the most trophies. Sony provided a keynote at the Computer Entertainment Developer Conference in Japan where they showed the PS4 and PS5 engagement stats. User JenkyJPN on Twitter translated some of the slides saying that US players play the most games in comparison to other regions with 10.7, while Japan plays the most hours on average with 66.2. Another interesting stat is that Japanese users earn the most trophies on average, while Asia gets the most platinum trophies. Digital games overtake physical media in terms of ownership for all regions, but Japan gets most of their games on disc, while the US leads on digital. The Twisted Metal series has wrapped production. The Twisted Metal series was announced in February 2021 and greenlit by Peacock in February this year, with filming having started in New Orleans this May. It stars Anthony Mackie as John Doe and wrestler Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth, with Will Arnett voicing the clown. Executive producer Michael Jonathan posted on Twitter to indicate the production wrap for Season 1, which ended up on August 27, a few days earlier than the scheduled September 2nd. Are you looking forward to this TV series? Sound off in the comments below. Crystal Dynamics, Eidos, and Square Enix Montreal officially joined Embracer Group. Square Enix announced the sale of their Western studios back in May this year, as they sold to Embracer for a steal of $300 million. The acquisition was finalized last Friday, and all 3 studios are now part of the big family at the Embracer Group, giving them the ownership of over 50 titles including Thief, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Legacy of Kain. Congrats to all the guys in the studios on their new home, and let's go for our Legacy of Kain Soul River remake. Hangar 13 announces a new Mafia game. Hangar 13 celebrated the 20th anniversary of the Mafia series with a developer interview over at their website. At the end of the interview, general manager Roman Hladic shared confirmation they started working on a new game in the franchise, but they can't share more at the moment. Their most recent work includes Mafia the Definitive Edition, a remake of the first game, plus a Mafia 2 remaster, and Mafia 3, all released in 2020 as part of the Mafia Trilogy collection. And those are our PlayStation stories for today. Do you think we'll see a showcase this September? Are you jumping into The Last of Us Part 1 this weekend? Share your thoughts on any of the news below, let me know your feedback by liking or disliking this video, check out other videos you may enjoy, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name's Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!